Well, tens of thousands of people in Indonesia have marched against the governor of Jakarta, accusing him of insulting the Koran. Angry protesters organized a rally in the heart of the capital to demand his resignation. The Christian governor, known as Ahok, has faced a backlash after he dismissed a Quranic verse, which his opponents used to suggest a non-Muslim should not be governor of the city. Police are also investigating the case for blasphemy. For more on this, we're joined by Jack Hewson, live from the capital, Jakarta. Jack, thanks for joining us. Talk us through what's actually happening now in Jakarta. From the pictures we're seeing, it almost looks like revolutionary fervor.
There was a lot of hype surrounding this event leading up over this week, and in terms of numbers, I guess it's lived up to its billing. There was between 50 and 200,000, depending on whose estimate you go by. But in terms of the violence that was predicted, the atmosphere was tense, but thankfully this didn't happen. It passed off peacefully. But the scale of the event was huge. I met people who had come from all over the country, from Sumatra, other parts of Java. All had come to voice their anger at Ahok, the Chinese Christian governor of the city, who's seeking re-election. Ahok has made some glib remarks about whether or not, excuse me, Muslims will be going to hell if they voted for him. Someone construed this as being blasphemous, and there was definitely an air of anger in the air today. There was shouts of kill Ahok and other kinds of hostile slogans. There were concerns that there would be some kind of a terror attack drummed up by social media messages from IS fighters in Syria who were calling on their supporters to bring violence to the rally. But in the end, thankfully, it passed off peacefully.
So, Jack, how much do these rather angry voices then actually represent wider sentiment in Indonesia?
Well, it has to be said that they're not representative of the country as a whole. Indonesia remains a moderate majority Muslim nation. The members, the leadership of the moderate organizations like Nahdlatul Ulama and others, whose membership numbers tens of millions, had told people not to go to the demonstration. They said that perhaps Ahok's comments were offensive, but ultimately not blasphemous.
Okay.
He's still...
Yeah, I was going to ask you quickly if there is a possible ethnic angle to this. This governor is also ethnically Chinese. Is that playing into the equation here?
Well, very much. There's a hardline minority which is very much anti other minorities, be they religious minorities, ethnic minorities. They don't necessarily represent the entire nation as a whole, but some people are concerned that this populist Islamic right is gaining traction in this country. Earlier this year, there were various groups, be it LGBT minorities, other religious minorities, who have been targeted, and some fear that their power within Indonesian politics is gaining traction and is threatening Indonesia's status as a moderate and tolerant nation.
Just quickly, though, do you think the governor will step down?
I think he will not, no. I think this is very much something which will pass by, and most Jakartans are more concerned about things like real issues like public transport, which he's done well on, or other issues that actually really affect them, and he still has very high approval ratings. He's still the front runner, and one would expect that he will definitely see out this campaign.
Okay, Jack Hewson, thanks so much for joining us with that from Jakarta.